Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining to this webinar. My name is Choi, and let me. Okay, I can hear myself. Oh, I see what's going on now. Okay. So can you all hear me? Kelechi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
Good evening.
Great. So, all right. So we'll just get to it. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining the webinar today. I'm sure more people will soon join us as we progress. Today it's Earn More. That's the theme for the webinar. And the reason we decided to put this together at MoneyWise is because it has become a very necessary thing for everyone to start looking at how to earn more money, particularly because of the economy that we're in. So hence this particular webinar. Yeah, so today I have the guests here already, and they're ready to actually give us all the juice from this particular. I have very phenomenal questions to ask them. And of course, you can ask your questions using the chat box. Just send it there, and I'm going to take the questions in due course. Please, as we progress in the webinar, make sure that your mic is muted and there's no noise from your background. So I'll just go ahead to introduce our speakers for today, and then we can get right to it. Okay, so the first guest I'll be introducing is Kelechi Abiri. Kelechi Abiri is a chartered HR professional with over 10 years experience in developing careers and managing teams. She is the CEO of Repos Bay HR, the first Nigerian HR technology company focused on providing comprehensive employee management and payroll services to businesses in Nigeria. I would say particularly small businesses, because I use Repos Bay, and honestly, I'm getting the best service. I'm always on and on about them because they do a very good job, recruitment and all that. So she has a lot of experience.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. She has a lot of experience when it comes to recruitment, and she also manages the Ready Job Seeker platform. And when I see what they do, I know that this has to be a passion and all of that. Their tech solution as well, HR tech solution, has made hiring so easy. It has made team management very easy for someone like me. And so I highly recommend them. So we have Kelechi here, who is going to be talking to us about the topic this evening. Now, the focus for this webinar covers how you can land a high-paying job, and that's by identifying the skills that employers are dying to pay for, courses to build in-demand skills. So I always say that I think that the skills required today are changing, and a lot of employees are still sleeping on a bicycle. And when we teach in MoneyWise, our very first point is that you must earn as much as you can. So it just became very necessary for us to put this webinar together in this season, and we're not going to stop. We'll do it from time to time to let us see that things are changing. You can't just stay there and say you are a computer scientist, but you don't know coding, you don't know any aspect, you don't know the particular skill you need to have that can add value to the organization where you work or that you want to work. You just think it's a regular BSc computer science thing, but that has changed a lot today. And it just makes it look as if a very few people are getting the high paying jobs. So, but I found out that it's because we don't know what to do. We're not focusing on the right skills, and that has kept us on the low income level for a while. Even if you're earning high, the next guest I'm going to introduce will be able to speak on the subject of earning high because he is doing that currently. So our next guest today is Mr. Oluwole Abegunde. He is a highly experienced professional with over 14 years of expertise in managing market research, consumer insights, and strategy consulting programs for local and international brands in West Africa. So he works remotely and is earning good pay. So that's why we dragged him here, that you need to come and tell us what you know, because we need someone who has the experience to tell us that, okay, this is what you should do. This is so he got his job through LinkedIn, and I'm going to let him share that experience as well. So for some of us, this is just what we need so that we can put the right things in place for ourselves. All right, so one of the things we want to achieve is to educate participants about factors that influence their earning potential. So our speakers are going to do justice to that right away. I'm not going to take much time. Please let me get started. And the first question I would like to ask is going to Kelechi. So how can professionals identify and develop skills that have international market value? From your experience in HR, how do you think professionals can achieve this?
Okay, thank you so much, Tony, for having me. This topic is very timely and it's very important. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Can you hear me well?
Loud and clear.
Is it better now?
We can hear you loud and clear. We could hear you and we can still hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is a very timely topic, right? And as much as we want everyone to look at certain industries and certain skills, it's very important that we also understand that there is potential to start earning more from where you are, wherever you find yourself currently, through better positioning, right? And I'll touch on a few things that can make you more marketable as a professional. One of them is personal branding, which now we have access to a lot of platforms that can help you brand yourself from whatever industry or whatever skill that you have, right? So we have those in-demand skills, but if you are hiding under a rock, or if you are being too overly reserved, some opportunities may pass you, both in the workplace where you are right now and even in other potential workplaces that you could be, right? Of course, the tech skills are the most in-demand skills right now. Those are the most in-demand skills right now. So we have things like data analytics or data analysis, data science. We have artificial intelligence and machine learning, cloud computing. Those are like the most popular skills: digital marketing, software development, cybersecurity, UX, UI design, project management, content creation and marketing, business analysis. Those are like the top 10 skills right now. However, wherever you find yourself right now, you have a potential to be in a better position by personally branding yourself. So LinkedIn is your first and quickest way to personally brand yourself. If you're a digital marketer, if you're into artificial intelligence, if you're into cloud computing, digital marketing, cybersecurity, wherever you are, you have potential to earn better when you are very conscious about how you position yourself for opportunity. And I'll give you a practical way. The most practical way to position yourself on LinkedIn is through engagement. Engagement with people in your industry and engagement through the kind of information you put out there periodically. You can't say you are passionate about a field and you keep quiet about the field. One thing I loved about my first interaction with Toyin, that's CEO of MoneyWise, was her passion. Her passion was contagious, and you could even feel or touch the passion. Her passion was contagious. On the first day I met her, she spoke to me about finance. I don't know if she remembers, but she was very, very, like, she was very, very passionate. You know, like when a kettle is boiling on hot water, you know that the water can almost bubble out. That's how you could see it bubbling from inside of her, and she was able to articulate. So you can't say that you are a digital marketer, for example, and you are never engaging with people in that industry. You're never putting yourself out there. You can't say you're a project manager or content creation or marketing specialist, and you do not put yourself out there to speak on issues concerning it. I know some people will say, oh, I'm not social media type, but I will say to you that you have to be the social media type in this day and age. You will be passed on. Sorry?
I said, except you don't want the money.
You don't want the money.
Yeah.
Yes. Because if you look at some other people that are doing less than you in your field, they're earning more just because they're able to position themselves on social media. Sadly, they say is the silly ones that are louder than how they say empty barrels are the ones that make the loudest noise. But we must, if you want to be contacted by recruiters on LinkedIn, you must position your profile. You must position the things you write to attract such recruiters. If you say you're in an industry like marketing or software development, and your connections or people that you connect with on these platforms or these social platforms are not people that you learn from continually, you are just going there for nothing. Let your network on all these platforms, even as much as your Instagram, let it speak volumes in terms of, I am passionate about this industry. And so I must add that we have few passionate people nowadays. Very few passionate people. Everybody is in for the money. And people can tell when you are not grounded or knowledgeable in your field of your field or industry that you chose. People can tell that this person is very, very empty when it comes to knowledge of that field. People can tell, right? So, as much as possible, you know how the Jehovah's Witness, they go on people's door knocking. Someone said no audio. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
His end. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. You know how the Jehovah's Witness people go and knock on
Maybe
doors?
Somebody else should send in a message if they can't hear you, so we can double check. But I'm sure that it must be this person's end.
Okay, sorry, they're switching my lights. Sorry.
That's fine.
So, as much as possible, just like you see people that are passionate about God, whether Christians or Muslims, you know those ones that are like you, ones that will even tag SU. They don't hide their passion. So you don't hide your passion, whether you choose to go the tech way or you choose to go the traditional way. Let it be contagious enough to attract the set of people that you want to attract. Remember, it's a game of attraction. It's a game of setting a standard. It's a game of self-promotion or personal branding that you need to play in the long run. So even when you get that job, do not stop being knowledgeable and speaking passionately about the job. Do not stop being knowledgeable and speaking passionately about that job, even while you're in that industry. Now that you have gotten your dream job, stay grounded and knowledgeable in that dream job. So I hope I was able to answer the question.
Very detailed. Thank you very much, Kelechi, for your answer to the question. Very, very valuable. I picked the fact that you said that personal branding is important. So, and LinkedIn is one of the easiest ways to brand yourself, because you can put your professional picture, you can put a summary of what you have done, and even your bio shows exactly what you've achieved, what your current role is. Even when you're looking for a new job, there's a place to put it there. I also think it's a great platform. So because you touched on LinkedIn, I'll just go straight to Oluwole now with the next question about LinkedIn, because I know he has a practical story to tell us here. So please, would you please share with us how you got your job on LinkedIn?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. And
by the way, before you go ahead, sorry to spoil your normal Sunday plea. You are playing with us today.
No, well, it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it. Sharing insights and helping people it means a lot.
Thank you very much.
So I think Kelechi is spot on. She has said everything. But what I want to add, and I will share my story of how I got my current role and the kind of gigs I've been getting also through LinkedIn. I think a lot of us have to change our mindsets. If the mental side of this game is off, you are out. And that's why a lot of people are leaving the country, because they believe there are no opportunities. And that's when you get to wherever they get to, Canada, America, UK, they realize that if you don't change, the jobs won't still come. And I'm saying that because there are a lot of opportunities in this country. There are a lot of opportunities in Africa, because globally now there is a big shift on Africa, because we are the next frontier for growth. It's not China, not Brazil, not the US. Those are countries where they're making 2%, 1% increase on GDP annually. We have African countries making 6%, 8%, 9% increase in GDP annually. So if investors are coming from all over the world to put their money here. So it's a travesty when people are bringing their money here and our people are going to those, and it's a knowledge gap and it's a mindset issue. So our mindset has to change. There are jobs here. I always tell my people, if you don't get the kind of jobs you want, it's two things. You don't know the right people, or you don't have the right skills. And both of them, Kelechi has nailed those things. If you don't have the jobs you want, it's either you don't know the right people, or you don't have the right skills. I work currently as Twin said, as a consultant for IDC. IDC is an international corporation, it's an American company. I joined the company in 2013. I started working remotely as at 2014. Wow. Way back.
You are one of the earliest then.
Yeah, like February 2014. Yes, way back. I got the job 2013, but I met a friend, and this is where it comes in, your association. I met a friend who got a job with an Indian firm. And as at 2012, they were paying him $4,000 per month.
Wow.
I was like, no way. How can you? I know now, my brother. And then dollar was about 150 or so, 150-ish. So it was netting in like 600K. My pay was like peanuts. I was like, no, show me the way. So he told me exactly what Kelechi said. Personal branding on LinkedIn, go there, change your profile picture, put updates on your profile, connect with the right people in the industry you're looking for jobs in. As she said, you can't be, I'm going to piggyback on a lot of things Kelechi has said, because she has said everything. That's the truth. You can't be in the software development side of things and all your connections are footballers or movie stars. You can't be a digital marketer and all your connections are software guys. That synergy is not there to attract the right opportunities for you. So he advised me then, go on LinkedIn, change your profile, get a more professional picture. And thank God things are easy now. You have AI to do all of these things for you. A poor picture can be turned to gold in minutes like this. Change that profile.
I'm wondering, man, I need to do some of this. No more photo shoot for me.
No more photo shoot. AI has made the world easy. So fix the profile picture, fix your job title, and make everything as elaborate as it can be to attract the right and start connecting with recruiters. Just started doing. And thank God I got the advice and I leveraged on the advice. Within a few weeks, a guy from the UK called me. Boom. I mean, message me on LinkedIn. Hi, how are you doing? Your work with this company is an opportunity. Are you interested? Of course, 100%. Yes. We set up a call. It was that those days we were using Skype. Did a Skype call, and the guy was impressed. Okay, I will forward your name to because he was the headhunter for the company at the time. I'll forward your name to the HR people. They will reach out to you. And the call was on Saturday. Boom! By Tuesday, somebody called me from Prague, Czech Republic. I got your from your CV from Alex. Blah 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 blah. And started talking 1 hour. He was happy. Somebody will call you in a short while. Boom! By Saturday, the next Saturday, somebody called me from SA. And this is where I will now add to what Kelechi has said earlier. After branding yourself and attracting the opportunities now, make sure you are prepared for these opportunities. Because when the opportunities come, and they will come, they will test you. It's a global market. You're not the only one they're talking to. They're talking to boys in Kenya, in Nairobi, in Tanzania, in Israel. They're talking to it's a global, it's no longer my village now, it's global. So you need to have that global scale, what's it called now, proficiency to be able to deliver when the opportunity comes, because they will come.
So I suppose to speak to that's why we have a lot of people that their profile on LinkedIn is actually solid, but when you engage them, they're empty.
Empty.
It's always frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's true. So apart from your branding is good, is okay, but also ensure that you match your branding in terms of your capabilities, your skills, and everything. Don't put yourself out there as a Louis Vuitton, and when they talk to you are like you look at one roadside. Don't do that, because that will limit the way they see you also, because these guys also talk to themselves, the background. So I spoke to a lady in South Africa, like 1 hour call. It was nice. Somebody reached out to you. Okay, I did a case study. What helped me again is this preparation. I was working for a company then, a Chinese company, that they were massive in technology. And I remember then I had a boss, Clark, that's his name. God bless him wherever he is today. He told me, I want you to be here, but when you're here, learn. We had 2 portals because the Chinese guys are so into security. They didn't want us to go to the internet to look for movies and things like that. So they had a portal for movies. They also had a portal for learning. 2G, 3G, 4G, WCDMA, and things like that. He told me, forget the portal for the movies. Focus on where the books are and read them, watch those videos. So for like 3 years, I joined the company in 2010. I was saturating myself with massive information. It was, the company is Huawei. Everybody knows Huawei. It's massive information beyond what a lot of people knew outside. So when I got the call from IDC, I was soaked. I was drenched in technology. It was high level. When I did a case study, they reached out to me and told me the first time in the Middle East and Africa region, somebody did this kind of case study in this dimension. It was heavy for them. So I was having confidence that, okay, probably this job will come. Then my final interview was supposed to be with my boss. It was on a Sunday. Dubai guys work on Sundays then. And he asked me a question. Normally the company does what you call directions, predictions. Every December, you predict the next year, what will happen in the industry, tech-wise and all that. And unknowing to me, I didn't know anyways, they had done their predictions then. So he just asked me, what do you think will happen? I should give him some top 10 things of what will happen next year. That was 2013, right? Interview was 2012, December. And of the 10 things the company had put out, I named 7. 7. The guy was shell-shocked. Where are you from? Who are you? Blah, 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 blah. I knew I had gotten the job. And by next Tuesday, they sent me a contract. And this is where, again, as Kelechi said, your connections matter. So I asked people who were telling me on how to negotiate. Now you've even gotten the job, they like you, they want to negotiate. Negotiation also matters. I refused my offer 3 times. And the first offer from my previous salary was like almost 6x.
Wow.
When I told my wife held me, I will finish you. They don't call you back. I'm like, they will call me back. They will call me back. I'm telling you, they made it 7x. I said, no, I didn't want. It was too small. If I tell you my personal life, you will laugh. Like, this guy, what gives you this confidence? But somebody was feeding me with information. Tell them no. Tell them no. Until they gave me what I wanted. The guy now said, okay, this is fine. You can take it. I refused the offer 3 times. That was in 2013.
Wow.
That's how I got the job. Now, the good thing about the job, it's a global job, so it allows me this global leverage to meet people. Again, as Kelechi said, even when you get the job, don't now start sleeping. Don't start resting. Start networking more and connecting with people across the world. And I started doing that. And because of that, I started getting people reaching out to me. There is this something we want to do for 2 months. Can you help us? There is something we want to do for 2 weeks. Are you with us? And I started getting side gigs by the side. In fact, there was a company that called me from China that they paid me $500 per hour. It was in 2016 or so. And that's why I tell people the mindset has to change. During COVID, a company in Kenya reached out to me and they paid me solid money in the pandemic. I was in my house. I did the job for 4 days and they paid me in USD. A lot of money in USD, thousands of dollars in USD. So like Kelechi said, the mindset has to be different. Branding has to be up there. Your skill level has to match. Then connect with the right people and those opportunities will come. And when they come, maximize it. That's my story.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. That's very valuable right now. And that takes me to the next question, Kelechi. So what are the top tips rather, for effectively networking on LinkedIn? Because again, people can be nervous to connect. They don't know how to connect. You can go and connect with someone and just say, sup, online. You just say, sup. You want to connect with a professional, you're saying, sup.
Oh my goodness.
Mado.
Mado.
Okay, let me first of all add, I'm so inspired by Mr. Oluwole's story. Like, it's so inspiring in terms of, yeah.
It's just that he doesn't share this money with us now.
Yeah. But yes, anybody that wants to network on LinkedIn or whatever professional platform, there are etiquettes that you must observe. Etiquettes. The etiquette for sending a cold email or a cold message to someone, because remember, these people are strangers. Even if you connected with them on LinkedIn, they're still strangers. They're not your family members. Why should they care about what you're saying? Somebody has sent me a message and said, oh, hello, Ma, I would like to pick your brains. And that was the end of what she said. I'm like, why should I open my brain for you to pick? A better message would have been crafted that would have given me the what's it called, a reason to even want to engage. So I'll give you another example. Somebody also messaged me and she spoke about, how she just got into human resources, what she's enjoying about it, how she likes how she has followed me with practical example. Not like, I've been following you. She told me like practical examples of things that she has seen me do. And then she now said, I would like to intern with you. This girl did not intern with me. I gave her a full job opportunity because of that message. The message was very personal. Like, it was not a random, you will see that this person took her time to do a research on me and the company.
Send a message and say, good morning, ma. And then
yes.
You're having conversation.
Expect you,
like
exactly.
You have time and you don't have
like
work.
Exactly.
They are the ones you can chat with.
Exactly. The same way you shoot your shot to a girl that you like or a boy that you like. Maximize that opportunity when you message somebody. Nobody has time to read your good morning. Someone send good morning and be waiting for you to say good morning back. When you send that good morning, I'm waiting. I'm expecting that I should read the reason why you are messaging me.
That's it.
Because let's not forget, you are a stranger at that point. Even if you connected with me since when LinkedIn started, you are a stranger at that point of messaging me. Why should I be interested in your message? Why should I care about your message? Why should you get my attention? Remember that time is money, and every 1 minute or 2 minutes that we spend of our life is very important. Why should I take 2 or 3 minutes of my time to read your message, your good morning, or why should I engage your good morning? So immediately you send somebody a message, engage and tell them exactly why you are engaging. Now, we are very, 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 very lucky in this era. Nobody should tell me they don't know somebody. That's like I told my sales and marketing manager the other day, don't tell me you don't know this person. Like, that excuse now does not work because there's a lot of access. Like, we are in the era of access. People abuse this access, but still we're in the era of access, and there are positive things that come out from this access. People have messaged, people have seen videos like all these artists, they've seen videos of their song and say, who is this person? Help me get this person's number. And boom, 2 minutes later or 3 minutes later, the person's number appears. And they maybe do something for that person that was dancing to their music or something. That's how much access that we have. Just imagine, and I love what Mr. Oluwole said about mindset. Just imagine you have that mindset shape that, okay, I'll message these people and tell them and speak about what I want to do, how I want to do it, and give them a reason to be interested. Now, when you're doing this, right, I will advise that you track your conversation. Today, I was speaking at a church event, and I told them that when I was looking for a job, I told myself I was going to tell 3 people every day in my network that I needed a job, and I'll tell them what I could do, how I could do it. I wrote down these people's names, and every day I was tracking different conversations I was having with them. And one of them that I used to ride home with in a public bus, because we used to, the lady and I, we worked on the same street there in Sanusi Papua. So we used to enter the same, and we stayed around the same area. I didn't know her, but I just engaged her. And so with engaging her, like in a week or 2, when I noticed that we were more friendly, I said I was going to tell her about my job search, where I wanted to work. And this lady had the network, even if she was sitting in that bus with me, she had the network of where I wanted to work. And she gave me the opportunity that got me my first high paying salary. That time there was no access. So LinkedIn was not popular. Facebook was just there. there was no Instagram, but I had told myself that I was going to tell at least 3 people every day about what I wanted to achieve and how I wanted to get another job. Now that you have access, you have no excuse. So why did I say track your conversations with people? I've had a conversation with somebody before, their LinkedIn, and at the time the lady messaged me, I honestly did not have any opportunity that she was asking for at the time. And by the time I messaged her back, can you imagine that this lady could not remember ever talking to me about that conversation? So she was utterly confused. Now, if she was tracking a conversation, or if it was an important, if she considered that conversation and that opportunity important, she would have sort of remembered or noted it down somehow. So you can't say that you're prepared for, or you need an opportunity for something, and you're not actively engaging and thinking of ways, actively thinking of ways. So we have people that don't really think deeply again. We have few thinkers these days. If you put your mind to do something, I'm sure this is something I've heard you say, Tony, as well. If you put your mind to achieve something, you will definitely achieve it. If you are every day intentional about doing something to move closer to that goal, you'll definitely achieve it. So now that you've connected with the right people on LinkedIn, you have your ChatGPT to help you construct a good message. Are we aware? We have ChatGPT to help you construct a good message.
You are aware that ChatGPT can help you construct messages.
Yes.
You just never know. Some people may not know.
Keywords. Let's say you're a data analysis. Keywords and key skills for conversation in data analytics. Put that in ChatGPT and you'll see what comes out. Let's say you have a draft of a message that you want to send somebody. You can copy paste it in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to rewrite that message for you. And you see the amazing thing that will come out of that. Sometimes we don't know.
We wanted to submit a bid, and my staff and I, she's here, and we were just like, what is this thing, for God's sake? She just, before I knew, she was on ChatGPT, my sister. ChatGPT brought us a bid document, complete.
Imagine.
I'm like, oh my word.
Imagine.
Everything we needed was there.
Everything.
It was mind-blowing.
So don't take AI for granted, though. It's here to stay. And it's here to be positive. Me use it
for my MBA. They tell us not to use it. I'm telling you.
No, you can actually use it.
You can use it. You reward it properly.
You can use it as another AI. No.
Okay, go ahead.
You can actually use it, but there's another AI tool that is a paid version that you slam everything back in, and it brings you back a brand new project, rewarded and without any.
Okay, so that one cannot be detected by AI detecting tools. Okay, that's good. Because we have AI tools that
$50 thereabout. Pay about $50 thereabout.
What I have to read in this MBA is something else. Too much.
Okay, so I also in my owner manager program at LBS, I also summarize my case studies, because those one bombard us. They bombard us with a lot of case studies. I also put some keywords from those case studies into ChatGPT, and it produces, because I can't read those documents as quickly as I need to.
You need deadlines, you know.
Yes. So the summary is all I need, right? And adult education.
It's hard.
Adult education. It's not serious. Adult education is not serious.
Okay, so let me quickly go to Oluwole. There's something you said, and I want us to emphasize it, because I always teach, earn as much as you can, as the first key to financial success. Because imagine that you can double your income right now. imagine when you said that your income went to 6 times and then you negotiated, we don't know the number of times you eventually got, but you got a very high multiplied income. Definitely, you could reach your financial goals faster. You could achieve more things with that income. You could live better, even if it's just to, at least spend money on your family and stuff like that. So this is why this is always the first key we teach. I'm almost launching my book and it's still the first key. Earn as much as you can, because truthfully, there's nothing you want to manage if it doesn't come in. When you don't earn enough, your financial life becomes too stressful. You're not happy. You can't think of, when I'm telling you save money, that's not the thing you want to hear. You want to hear how to make money. So this particular key is very important. Again, how do I build this? Kelechi did a good job listing out some of the top skills in demand right now, top 10. What does it take for me to acquire the skill? Because you said that you had to read for like 3 years, you were reading in your field. A lot of people don't want to read. Please talk to us about the importance of learning in order to acquire more, because I always say money is a consequence, is an outcome of something. You can't just be empty and expect to earn big. Again, it's easy to identify problems in Nigeria, but solving it, people don't realize that it's a lot of work. So talk can be cheap. What can I do? What level of sacrifice do I need to put in to be able to acquire the right skills so that when I do get those opportunities via LinkedIn, I'm not losing them because I'm unprepared? How do I prepare?
Yeah, thank you. Again, I go back to the first thing I said, the mindset. Anybody who is not ready to put in the work should forget it. There's no...
Should not be in this webinar.
Yes, that's the truth. Because again, it's a global field now. It's not... If UBA puts out, or Zenith Bank puts out a job offer, believe me, there are people in Kenya applying for those jobs. So if you sit back in Lagos thinking because it's UBA is remote to me, no, you're deceiving yourself. There are people in Israel applying for the same jobs. I applied for a job in 2017. It was a big role, about 400K USD at the time, I'm a salary. And I made it to the top 30. And there were guys from Sao Paulo, Tel Aviv, Texas, Austin, Texas, for the same job. And that was even then. So now, that we need to deal with that mindset about preparation for the skills, for the jobs. It's imperative. It's like you want to build a house, there has to be a foundation. You don't have a foundation, you can't build a house. So if you don't want to put in the work, forget it. Secondly, there are too many. YouTube, for example, if you stay with YouTube for a year, not watching Barash Hagi or all those things, I'm serious, because people just loaf around on the internet in their browser.
A lot of loafing around, and then we're complaining we're not making money. Where will it
Exactly. Go and look for podcasts on the field you're looking for. There is somebody who is already doing what you want to do, who has made it, who is teaching courses. There's so many resources. YouTube is, I do YouTube, but I'm on YouTube a lot to learn. And for me, I like it because it's video, it's audio, you can hear, you can listen to.
Let me quickly share this. Sorry to cut you. It's not much money, but I remember that there was a time a client reached out to me and wanted me to do something. Now, what he wanted me to do is an aspect of finance that is not my core. I'm passionate about personal finance. So I told him, no, that's not my core. He said, no, for telling me the truth. Because somebody else would have taken it and used an intermediary to do it. For telling me the truth, it is you that I want to do it. I don't care if you give it to somebody, just do it for me. So I just told myself, what's going on here, Seth? I went on YouTube. Do you know, I think I spent about 5 hours watching the videos on YouTube about this thing. And I did the work for him, 1 million. It's not much, it's not in dollars, but I was shocked because before I would even make 1 million in coaching, financial coaching, it takes a lot. So for me, that was something that I thought I should mention here.
Yeah, you're right. I have a similar experience too. A friend of mine actually got a training job to teach this new Office 365. It was from local yes. And he was supposed to fly to, I think, Durban, so he wasn't going to be available. So, dude, can you do this for me? I said, yes. He took a cut, And to honestly speaking, I knew Word, I knew PowerPoint, I knew some, but I didn't know projects, I didn't know Access, a lot of all these things. It was YouTube that saved me. I just went to YouTube, learned everything, and they paid me a lot of money per hour. It was per hour. I think it was 10K or 15K per hour for 3 days, 8 hours.
Wow.
So if you're on, if you have a mobile, and Kelechi she's spot on tonight. There is no excuse. If you have a mobile phone and you have mobile data and you don't have a job, it's your fault. Forget it. Have a mobile phone, have mobile data, you don't have a job, it's your fault. Because if you go on YouTube and spend quality hours, and YouTube is such that there are settings in YouTube that you can put the video at the minimal resolution, 144. Yes.
MB
So it won't take so much of your data. So you can be on the YouTube for 5 hours and you're spending just maybe 1 gig of data, which is good. To learn right now, there's a job opportunity I am seeing somewhere and they require a certain skill. I've started watching YouTube videos on it now, right now. So go there and look for the skill you want to learn and learn it. So that because again, these opportunities will come. Because if you brand yourself the way Kelechi just advised you to brand, they will call you, they will reach out to you. And because trust me, you're not the only one they're reaching out to. The other people they're also reaching out to. So if you are prepared and go to YouTube, Coursera is another good place to go to. Coursera, and they always do all these what's it called? Free coupons, 20% off, 80% off to learn. There's hardly any skill today.
Only when you need certificates that you pay.
You pay. LinkedIn again is another one. LinkedIn Learning gives you a lot of free courses. A lot of free courses. So if you really want to learn, narrow down the area you want to learn. Go to these places, YouTube, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, and learn. I always tell people this again, because of the era we're in. Please don't go for vertical skills. Go for horizontal skills. What I mean is this. Go for skills that, whether you are in the oil and gas industry, you're in the banking sector, you can move to entertainment, there'll be no problem. But there are people who are just in one, they know one thing, and what they know, they can only do it in the oil and gas industry. If they let you go, you can't work in the banking sector, you can't work in telecoms. An accountant, for example, can work for Mobile, can work for MTN, can work for Zenith Bank. You know what I'm saying? A software developer guy can work for a fintech, can work for a bank, can work for oil and gas, can work for telecoms. So in your searching for skills, go for horizontal skills that you can do across verticals. It's very imperative. And if you put in the work, you put in the effort, the opportunities will come and boom, we should be able to land the kind of jobs the last time I need to say was this. Kelechi said something about the top 10. I will narrow it to the top 3 if you're in that tech space, because these are things that will not go away. Because of the level of innovation that we have every day, cybersecurity will be hot cake till Jesus comes. Because there are always bad actors looking to do bad things. So cybersecurity across every industry will be hot cake. She spoke about ChatGPT, AI. It will be hot cake till Jesus comes. AI, machine learning, go for those things. The last one I will say is data analytics, data science. Every company has data they want to analyze. Every company. So cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, data analytics, those 3 are hot. And they are global. It's not Nigeria. The global. They're looking for people who have, and they're willing to pay a lot of money, 200K annual salary, USD. I mean, a lot of money if you're prepared for the opportunities.
Okay, so Kelechi, I am already I'm a financial coach. I cannot do machine learning. Help me here.
But you just heard him say that finance would always cut across You call this a horizontal skill, so you are safe. You're safe.
So someone who is already like a Gungweja, I don't know how to describe it to you. I don't know if you understand that term.
No, something. I was reading something about. I took a course in one of these schools, and we're talking about robo investing.
Okay.
Robo investing is becoming big abroad now, but there's nothing like that yet in Nigeria.
Let me note it down for our tech platform.
Yes, when robo investing lands on our shores here, the first movers will make it big. Because they're going to compete with the stock exchange, with the big broker firms that we have here locally. Because what
I
that
hope it's not Forex, it's not Bitcoin.
No. It's an AI tool that helps investors invest their money. So they pick the best stocks, the best ETFs across the country. Yes, based on analytics in the past. They don't guarantee you the big returns, but they are guaranteed returns. So the models are being deployed right now in the US, and they are working excellently well. So by the time those kind of tech comes to the country, the people who are the first movers in that space will make it big.
Okay, so another transferable skill that people in finance can leverage is data analytics and data science. You guys are already used to analyzing data, right? And I believe that there's a strong transferable skill there. So because you are already used to data, and if you give me data to analyze, there's a part of me that will get tired at some point. But my accountant or people in finance, they can chew on that data for a long time without getting tired. So you can leverage a transferable skill in data science or data analytics if you're in finance. So that's another way to look at it. I was having
what courses or skills can you recommend for an accountant?
Yes, so data analytics, data science, because you already have the possibility of a transferable skill if you're already in accounting or finance. So I was having a conversation with somebody today, and he was telling me that he has done data analytics and he has not been able to get any job for a while. So I told him that, you know that in HR, there are people that are HR analysts, and that's what they do. They also analyze data. And I had like an opportunity for a client looking for like a HR analyst. And I was saying, you already have the data analysis skills. You can use it as a transferable skills as an HR analyst, because that's what HR analysts do. They also chew on data, and it's an international job, and they also chew on data for businesses, especially international businesses are the ones that mostly hire like HR data analysts, just because they have a large workforce and they need people to analyze certain aspects of their workforce to enable them get like a very clear picture of how people come in, people go out of the workforce, the male to female, so that they can create strategic tools around their people through the data that they analyze. So that's another way to look at it. Somebody is not on mute. So whatever skill you have right now, look for transferable skills that can be learned easily, that can be your strength easily in like when you want to transition, or if you want to transition to the on-demand skills. Okay. Do you understand? That's another way to look at it. So if you're already doing graphics, of course, the thing closest to you is UI UX or product design, right?
And that's very important.
Yes, which is a top in-demand skill. If you're already in like the legal profession and you want to transition, one quick win for you might be cyber security, right? If you're already doing business, if you're already doing anything in business analytics, you can. There are business analysts that are employed in tech startups and also in other types of businesses as well. So yeah, it's just about think about your skill today in ways that you can transform it. That would be the best way to look at it, so that you can also play to some of your strengths. But if you look at the top 10 in demand skills and you don't see yourself anywhere, you might be worth reskilling yourself or having a career change. And guys, there are still top skills that are not in tech that are still in demand. So that's another way to look at it.
Amazing. Wow. I'm really learning a lot. So
yeah,
thank
so
you for
people in
sharing
data
that.
and data research, people that are in the research field, it's not an obvious tech role, but people that are good at research assistants, data collectors, those people that can do research very well. It's also a skill that is in demand, but it might not necessarily look like a tech skills when you're looking from afar, but it's a very important skill that people are also looking for. And of course, medical profession is becoming important day by day. Of course, it's always been very important, but there are other ways to look at it, right? There are ways to look at it around innovations around tech, especially health tech. There are now more innovations in the health tech space as well. So you can also position yourself. So there are some roles that might not be obvious tech roles, but because tech can innovate anywhere, you can also think of those type of roles.
I like what you said when you said it might be necessary for you to make a career shift, because what's the essence of doing something that
is not working?
It's not working.
It's not working for your finances.
Whatever it takes, you can make a career shift. And honestly, it's worth it. My older brother is relocating with his family, and he had to be learning some new things. The guy is taking courses big time.
Yeah.
I think he's even doing this data science thing. He's taking the stages of it online. He's preparing himself because he knows that it's going to take him a few years or a while before he can convert his certificate as an architect here over there, and he doesn't want to be hungry. So let's start from somewhere.
He doesn't want to be hungry. Very important motivation.
Hey,
hunger has been an important motivation. Exactly. Yeah. So also the age, people think that, oh, am I too old? Am I too old to make a career? Yeah. You're not too old to make a career shift. My sister in her mid-40s, she has made a career shift to digital marketing. Something I never saw her doing. And what was she doing before? She was a business developer for like a media house for a while. And she decided that, these bills are not paying itself. I need to step up, right? And she went for digital marketing. And this is somebody that does not even really post on her page, but she's working for an agency and she's doing the job well. So sometimes it looks as if, oh, you're too old to get, but imagine somebody learning that at 45. What do you say?
I'm not a Gen Z kind of mindset.
I'm not a Gen Z, yes. I'm not a Gen Z. You expect someone like her to be like confused around technology because she's not like a technology native. Gen Zs are already used to technology. They're born with technology, right? But I really applaud her for that career change. And it's feeding her. She's working from home. She's working remotely. She's working for several brands. And she's fine. So it's not too late. I should just make that shift within 2 years. So it's never too late to defeat any mindset block or any mindset. Have a mindset shift at any age. It's very important.
I think this mindset thing has been very pronounced in the session today. One of the first things that Oluwole said was the need to have the right mindset. If you think there's no money in Nigeria, you will never make money. If you think, oh, I can't make this shift, I can't make
until I travel. Some people will say until I travel.
So all those things are limiting money mindsets that just keep you on the spot. You have to have an open mind. So as we begin to wind down, I wanted to ask Wale that, okay, I want to earn in dollars. Please, shall I do? Simple
Me too. I want to
question.
earn in dollars,
I want to
millions
earn
of
in,
dollars.
right now, I want to start earning in dollars. What would you tell me to do?
Straight, go to LinkedIn, go and look for. I think that everybody on this call needs to do something, have an Excel sheet. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not ready to put in the work, we're not talking to you, because it's not just all rosy. You have to put in the work. Go to LinkedIn, create an Excel sheet of companies in the sectors you think you want to have opportunities in, and start listing companies who are not in Nigeria yet, who don't have an office in Nigeria yet.
Mm.
If you look at Microsoft, they already have an office in Nigeria yet. So Microsoft will most likely not pay in dollars because they have a local office in Nigeria who will pay you in Naira here. So look for the fintech companies abroad in Europe, in the US, South America, China, who are not in Nigeria yet, but have things to do with Africa. List those companies down and go and look for they usually have recruiters across the region, Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle East and Africa, Asia Pacific. Look for those guys and start targeting them. For a good one for guys who are on the call who are in the tech space is Starlink. This Elon Musk Starlink now. They don't have an office in Nigeria. So if they recruit you, most likely you'll be paid in dollars. So look for those kind of companies, startups who don't have established presence locally in our country. Probably they have an office in South Africa. It's fine. They will pay you in USD because there's no way they can do the local HR thing and pay you in Naira. So that is the best way. Secondly, the other way is to go to platforms where you have all these freelancing and side gigs that they of course those ones too, they want somebody that can come in for 1 week and help them, and they pay you, you negotiate and they pay you in USD. Boom. It's not, they won't pay you now because they don't have that hassle self. You send your money through Stripe or through PayPal or through your local bank, Again, preparation. If you want to earn in dollars, it means you have a dumb account. It's not the day they are negotiating with you, they want to call GTB, call Zenith Bank, please, account officer. You're not prepared. So if you want to earn in dollars, first go and get that dumb account working. There are ways that people get all these cheaper, all these other fintechs that allow you have, yes, Paystack and all of that, PayPal, have those things ready. So that when there are a couple of sites that can share on the group chat that you can go to and register, create a profile, and when the need arises, and they will tell you they'll pay you $200 per hour. It's there already, and it's for 3 months. Calculate it, and that's what you're going to earn. So if you want to earn in dollars, yes. So if you want to earn in dollars, prepare for the opportunity to earn in dollars. And again, the idea is you're not competing locally with your neighbor down the street.
That thing is very, very important.
Yeah.
Very important, because really people are brilliant all over the world, man.
World.
You're not
if you were first in your university,
education, top.
Yes, if you're first in your university, forget it. You're competing with one boy in Japan who has been using SQL and from age 5. That's the guy you're competing against. And if he performs better than you, they will pick him. It's business. So as much as we want to earn in dollars, we also have to raise our bar of competency to that global level so that when the opportunities come, we're ready and we can.
Honestly, it just reminds me of one of the sayings of Jim Rohn. He's a very great mentor for me. Unfortunately, he's late, but his content is something else. And he always says it that you can actually double your income. There's a science to getting rich. If you want to earn times 2 of what you're doing right now, just bring times 2 value to the marketplace and you will earn that. But he always says as well, you can't just bring times 2 value. You have to acquire the skills that makes you valuable to the marketplace. And sometimes these skills can take you some years to build up.
To learn.
But once you have it, and you're more marketable. I was talking to an organization and I said that, look, there's money in this country. There's money in the world. You can earn money, but you're not earning them because you're not on the same frequency where they need those valuable solutions. You don't even have the solutions anyway. Because if you do, like Kelechi said, you'll be on and on about it. You're passionate about it, you're talking about it, and all of that. So, Kelechi, as we begin to wind down, I would like to appreciate you guys for the valuable contribution so far. How do I approach salary negotiations? Because the truth of the matter is, right now, subsidies out. Do you think people can negotiate their salaries right now?
Yes, I believe. And I would say that Mr. Oluwole had touched on something that was very important, which he said about your network, having the right network. So those those people that you know or that you have access to in that industry can help you in terms of advising you on the salary that are commensurate to the work or the skill that you're bringing to the table. Now, as much as possible, employers also are looking at people with skills that are versatile in their organization. Why would I want to, for example, as a startup, why would I want to hire someone? So I imagine I was trying to hire a digital marketer for my company some months ago. Why would I want to hire a digital marketer that is not, because somebody actually in the interview opened his mouth to say that he doesn't really know how to write content, but he's a digital marketer. Why would I want someone that is vast? So I asked him, okay, you don't know how to write content. What do you know how to do? He said, if someone comes up with the content, he knows where to put them. I'm like, so scrap out that word digital marketer from your CV, because in the end, nobody wants somebody with that narrow skill of just posting. And that kind of person cannot tell me that I want so and so amount of money, because you don't have the broadened skill needed for that role. You don't have the broadened skill needed for that role. I have a friend in the UK that earns a lot of money in pounds. She used to be a lawyer in Nigeria. So when she moved to the UK, she also did the bar exam, but she wasn't satisfied with the salaries that she was getting. So she went in and did data protection and cyber security. And now she's hot cake. She says she goes for conferences and she might be the only Black woman in that conference and earning as much as some of the men there. Do you understand? She has broadened. So everybody, people who like such a skill, imagine a lawyer that has a very deep knowledge of data protection and cyber security. Imagine that kind of lawyer. You can come up and say, I want so amount of money, because her skill has been broadened. So it's not about being like, what are you bringing to the table? You can't be an empty barrel. You can't come and just mention money for the sake of mentioning money. You have to have a commensurate skill.
I've never seen. Let me just chip in there. My experience with coppers. I don't know if they're here. I've never seen an entitled set of people like coppers.
Imagine.
It's mindset.
Inexperience, no nothing.
Inexperience.
But they want to earn big, ungrateful, and I'm thinking, what's going on?
Again, it's a mindset.
Somebody was dragged on Twitter some months ago because he said that anybody that doesn't have the right experience, a good amount of experience and a good amount of skill to back up that experience, shouldn't be calling some type of money. That you should even be asking to volunteer in organizations. And people, Gen Z people started to drag him from all that. Oh, we want to be so entitled to collect people's skill for free and everything. And I thought to myself, like, what are we really turning to? Do you really want to pay? Are people really being realistic? Do you really want to pay somebody that has zero experience a certain amount of money? Is it realistic?
I can't grasp it.
Is it realistic? Are we living in a bubble? Are we deceiving ourselves? What is really going on?
No, it's a mindset. Honestly, again, I go back to that mentality thing. And you spoke about it earlier about your network. One of the best things that can happen to any human being is to be surrounded by people who can help you improve mentally.
Mentally.
That's
They
one of
say
the
if
best
you are with
gifts.
five, they say if you are with 5 fools, you are the 6th fool.
Sixth one,
That's the
yes.
sixth
If you are with
That's
5
true.
wise
That's the
people, you are the 6th wise person. And
Yes.
it's very obvious that somebody came up and said, okay, you don't have the right experience. Why not volunteer with organization? And people started dragging him on
You
Twitter,
hear volunteer,
and
they will want to
telling him that why should they volunteer? Why are we entitled to this, blah, blah, blah. But it's not, but it's the truth. There are people I volunteered and did work for free, that today I have the authority, or I'm emboldened to ask for money, because I did the work when it mattered. I did the work when it mattered. And now they have the money to even pay me, and they're happy to pay, because they tested and tried me when there was no money, when they didn't have that money to pay me. So now that they tested and tried me, they've seen that, okay, now I have to respect her time. She has really grown from the last time we worked together. And so when she mentions the social amount of money, I'm able. One of the biggest investors in my business today, I did a job for him. Like, he paid me for the job, but I did things that he didn't pay me for. And when I was doing it, I remember one of my employees, when my employee was like, ma, this is cheating. No. I just laughed. I said, this one, you don't know how life works. You don't know how life you don't know how life works.
Again, is a mindset, honestly.
Yeah, you don't know how life works. I knew the man's network. I knew that he's somebody that you should have by your side at some point. So even when he first approached me, he told me he liked the way I spoke to him with respect. And at that time, I honestly didn't know who he was until I Googled him, right? After the first 2 conversations, I didn't know who he was until I Googled him. And I said, wow, this is a very good person to know. And when I was going above and beyond, I remember that staff saying, madam, you're just cheating yourself. But today, he's one of the biggest investors in my business. So, yes.
You're not ready to make money.
And that's why I say we have few passionate people nowadays. We have few passionate people, because there's a way passion bubbles up inside of you, that you know that I need to prove myself before I start asking for money. And these are things that you say nowadays, that people drag you from here to your village on social media just because you said it. People don't want to hear it. What they want to hear is how you can make money cheaply. They don't want to hear that there's work
if you
involved.
want to get a copper now to pay them maybe 25,000, 35,000, they don't want to come to you. They're looking for places where they will get 100K.
Exactly. A copper has come to ask us to employ her. I was asking for 120,000. I was saying, madam, and you wrote to me that you want to learn. How do you want to learn? If I'm paying 120,000, my body will be peppering me to teach you now. I will be feeling uncomfortable teaching you. Why do I want to teach somebody and pay 120,000? I'm like,
only they know how money is made. They will do it better.
I am saying that you want to learn. Me, I'll be, if I'm teaching you and I'm paying 120,000, I will be on your neck. You will not like the pressure.
And you see, that's the challenge that I have with hiring entry-level staff. You know, the last recruitment you did for me, I avoided it because truthfully, it can be a challenge hiring entry-level staff when you're also a growing business that is still trying to, build what you're doing.
Exactly.
It can be very challenging. You need the right skills people that know their work and will go for it. So it was a challenge for me, the first set of people I hired, because they came empty and they didn't have any learning capacity. They were not ready to learn.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
In one day, I fired everybody. One day, all of you, just be going, let me restart this business. All right, as we round off, so it's been a very enriching conversation. I'm sure people have learned. The truth of the matter is, this is it, guys. It sounds like this is just some sort of set of people with some set of mindset. But if you look at the crop of people here, Kelechi she's hires for companies every day. So she knows what she's saying. She knows what companies are dying to pay for. Don't go and sit in a career that people are not willing to pay for. Find out what people are willing to pay for. That's the smart thing to do. And then go acquire the skill and then come for it. I remember starting the business and I listened to a particular mentor. He says, don't just write a book. Do a survey first. Know the needs of people and then go and write a book that meets those needs. Don't write a book because you're just passionate to write a book. Be smart about it. So she's here sharing with you what people are looking for, how employers feel, the skills they will pay high for. Please, I hope you've taken down notes and you're going to apply these things. And very soon, I'm going to hear your testimonies about how this has helped you to achieve what you want to achieve. And the same thing with Wale's experience. He works at home. Please tell us about remote working as we round off. And then once you're done with that, I will come to Kelechi for her final words, and then you give your final words.
I mean, remote work is awesome. I mean, when people are shouting about fuel, I don't care. I don't go anywhere.
Subsidy didn't touch you, at least not in that area.
In that area, I'm here. So the thing about working from home is, again, I keep going back to that thing about mindset. Nigerians sometimes have a problem because they think that because you don't have people watching over you, then you don't do the job and you still get paid. People in the West don't think like this. They believe
that
you
think that that's true? Because even at the office, I'm still chasing you to get work done. I will not leave you at home.
That's a problem, because if you can't, even in the office, people are chasing you up and down. You're doing Facebook, you're doing Instagram and all that. They can't trust you to go home and deliver. But so if we're looking for a remote job paying in dollars, these companies have what you call, they track your progress weekly. So there is no way you can beat that system. It's automated. So if you want a remote job, you want to work, you have to be self-accountable to yourself, because they pay you for what you deliver. And after a while, if you don't deliver, they X you from the system. The system will X you out by itself.
I applaud that system in Nigeria. People will not earn any salary.
Yes, true.
I'm telling you, because a lot of employees are lazy.
Lazy, yes. So if you want remote work, nobody will tell you it's time to do this thing. No, you can go and do the thing. And if you can watch movies all the day, go to the mall. But then the week when you're having me, for example, my manager is in Dubai. I have meetings with him Mondays and Fridays. And sometimes he checks with me during the week just to see how you're doing. He doesn't micromanage me, but and it's because I've proven myself over time. They believe that if you give this guy this task, he can do it. And once you gain that level of credibility, people can leave you and say, go and do your thing. So remote working is excellent, is nice, but you have to provide your own power depending on the contract you have with the company. Your own internet has to be up all the time. You can't be calling them, oh, my internet is down today, MTN is poor tomorrow, Airtel is not. They don't want to hear that. I remember I had a boss once, also have a webinar, big webinar then, and I was kind of fidgeting about where should I go for my webinar to have the best experience. And I called him the day before the webinar. And he told me, Wale, you are too old, you are too ugly to manage your time. If you want to go to the moon to go to the webinar, go there. It's your business. What they want is results. So that mindset has to be in us. Let me just say one thing before I forget the point. Kelechi said something about that earlier. When you are meeting people on LinkedIn, go with the mind of a giver, not a taker. Don't go to LinkedIn and ask people for jobs. They will block you. They will not, because these guys are already bombarded with people who are asking them for jobs daily. Go to them and ask for opportunities to add value. Don't ask for people for a job. You go and meet the CIO of Zenith Bank. Hello, sir. Please, can you help me? I want my job. It won't even respond to you. But if you tell him you read this about Zenith Bank in their annual reports, they have this new app that they are doing. How can I be of value in the IT department? The conversation is now different because he sees you as a solution provider to his problems. And the good thing about all these big guys, I would think they are big, they always have problems. and for people to solve them. So if you go as somebody who wants to add value, they treat you differently. If you go as a job seeker, they just X you as this guy is not serious. So in our adventure on LinkedIn, please and please, it happened to me. I got bumped. Then I didn't have enough mentorship then. I asked one big chap, who was the CEO then, and he didn't even respond to me again. He started greeting me, normal, how are you, blah, blah. As soon as I said, I want a job, that was the last time he spoke to me. So I know what I'm talking about. Don't go there and say, please give me a job. Ask for opportunities to add value, and they will engage you to see if you are really genuine or not. They can give you a small project. Don't start complaining. No. Kelechi said a lot of things earlier that we should stick to.
Thank you so much for that. So Kelechi, what are your final words to us today regarding getting high-paying jobs? What values should I have? Let's even talk about that. What values should I have? You've hinted on all of them. As I'm preparing and building myself to be a high-paying job, one of them that I know is that you must go in with the mindset to add value, not to take, and to do more than you are paid for. You have to have a high learning agility. You can't come to work, you don't know something, they are trying to teach you, you are giving attitude. Why are you?
I think it's true. Yeah, a disciplinarian. Yeah, a disciplinarian by nature.
If only they understand what you have to do to bring in the salary, maybe they'll appreciate it better. So what values are, apart from degrees and skills and certification, what are the values? Like very intangible things that people are looking, employers are dying to, they want to pay money for people with those values.
I cannot overemphasize self-motivation to him. It's missing. So you have somebody that says they want to do a job. By themselves, they applied, they came in to do that job, right? But they want you to tell them every single thing to do, which will now make you, by default, a micromanager. So when people bash, I always have a contrary opinion when people bash micromanagers. I say, are you someone that can do your work without being micromanaged? That word exists because there are people that need to be micromanaged, if we're being honest. That word only exists because there are people that need to be micromanaged. So self-motivation is a skill that is getting missing. And if you love remote work, people love remote work. The church I went to speak today, everyone is asking about remote work and earning in dollars. But are you self-motivated? Can you get up in the morning?
Employees are clamoring that bosses should embrace remote work.
Exactly. But can you be counted on? Can you be counted on?
Let me say something here. I've been working remotely since 2014. I have never called into my office. Not popular. Hold on. I have never called into my office one day and the excuse is no internet, no power.
Imagine 2014, remote work wasn't popular, guys.
It has never happened.
It was 2014 was not remote work became popular after COVID. 2014 was not a year.
They think that the employer should provide you with everything and all.
Exactly. Once you tell people about remote work, they start to ask you for airtime allowance. And I say, okay, what about the money you plan to use to come to work from the salary that you were being paid? Like, can that be an airtime allowance? Then you hear stuff like, oh, my gen went off since morning. You are unreachable throughout the day. Throughout the day. I angrily typed to some few people in my office the other day. I said, you would start coming to work every day so that you will know how it feels. Because your remote work is driving me crazy. How can I be looking for you all day?
Looking for your remote staff.
So you want to work remotely. You want to, yes. You want to eat your cake and have it, but you're not self-motivated enough to get up every day and face the job that you're being given to do. Next thing after self-motivation will be continuous learning. We have to be lifelong learners. Lifelong learners. Every time in my goal for every year, I write down 5 things I want to learn. And these 5 things are not all academic, or they're not all academic in nature, right? It can be something as simple as riding a bicycle, learning to ride a bicycle. Can be one of those things. It can be, of course, some of them are well-structured courses that I take with certifications and exams that follow after these courses, right? You have to be lifelong learners. And apart from even the formal courses, there are informal ways to learn. The University of YouTube is a very important university that we must not take for granted. That is a serious resource.
I'm telling you.
There was a day my soul was blessing the inventors of YouTube, because a problem, I was searching for a problem and I saw videos on it. I'm like, God bless content creators of YouTube, and God bless YouTube itself. Don't be a lifelong learner. Be, now that you have gotten, or you can hear Mr. Oluwole, he has arrived. He has arrived, quote and unquote, because he's earning in dollars. We are not earning in dollars. He's working remotely. He's everybody's dream. But he has not stopped learning. You heard him say that. Oh, he's learning a new skill that he saw on a job posting or something like that, and he's learning it now on YouTube. Never stop learning. Yes, I've arrived. Yes, I've arrived. So be a continuous learner, a lifelong learner. Another thing we must also improve on is our negotiation skills. A lot of adults these days don't know how to negotiate.
Because they are not
somebody has given you, you're not sure of their work. Exactly. So if you are sure of your work, somebody has given you a letter. Somebody has given you a contract, employment letter, and you think that, if I don't collect this thing, they might vex. So, hey, you should be able to negotiate what you think you're worth. I can remember when I was in tourism, when I was working in tourism, then that job, I returned that employment letter a couple of times because I discussed something with the manager that interviewed me, and I saw something different on the employment letter. But I said, oh, I want to work with your company. I like this company, but please, can you look into XXX thing that you put in the letter? And they were able to change it. No, it was not even a monetary or salary related thing. It was something around my work. So as an adult, negotiate, and that starts from you being knowledgeable, which you must continue to be knowledgeable, continuous learner. So I think negotiation skills and then seeking feedback also and building relationships are valuable skills that people must get in this time to be able to achieve goals, their clear goals that they've set in their mind. That's if you have even set a clear goals. I know Madam Toyin is very big on goal setting. I'm sure you always have something that you host beginning of the year around that. So I can imagine that if you set a goal in your mind that is clear, you should be able to negotiate, build the right network that will help you achieve your goal. Remember what we said about being the 6th wise person in your company of 5 wise people. So you must be able to have the right relationship and network and seek feedback from people around you. Even when you even get into your workplace, look for ways to get feedback on the job that you do. And also track your achievements. Finally, I'll say track your achievements. Track it. Don't hesitate to talk about your wins on social media, on LinkedIn especially. Don't hesitate to speak about your wins. Don't hesitate to highlight your wins and achievements in the industry that you're working in. Those are my final recaps.
Thank you so much, Kelechi, for that very valuable closing remark and for your time. So I'll come to Wale. Please talk to us about values we should acquire that employers want. Things that like you mentioned how that you've not called him to ever say there's no internet or something ever. That's phenomenal because that doesn't it's not available these days. So instead of
It's
saying
not available.
it's not available,
Yes,
experience has trained me.
I think so. What I would say is you have to be self-managing.
Mm,
If you want a remote job, it means your boss is not with you every day.
mm,
You are almost if you want a remote job, you're almost like an entrepreneur working for
mm,
somebody else. So
Hey,
you're
when you look
managing.
at it like that, it changes the
It
game.
changes the game
Right now, I'm in
because
the office, so I'm not at home like my staff.
so that changes the dynamics of how you see the job. It depends. Everything depends on you. Once they give you the task to do, they give you the timelines, they give you deliverables. You can't because people. I remember that my boss used to tell me that people already know that Nigeria don't have power. It's not secret, FBI secret. It's not. It's public knowledge. We don't
Yeah,
have good internet. So when people are paying you X amount of money in dollars, the reason they're paying you that is because you can take care of all those things. You know. So go if depending on the area you live in, get the best internet for that area. How much is it? Maximum 30K per month.
per
And you're
month.
earning USD. You're earning
Mm,
USD. $100 is about 750 now.
mhm,
7,000, I mean 75K or thereabouts, depending on the.
mhm.
So if you're
Yes,
earning, say, even if you're earning $2,000 a month, 30K to buy the best internet connection shouldn't kill you. Then get inverter in your house, batteries, depending on where you live, so that they don't have that black man third world mindset about you. Something happened in my office a few months ago. I have colleagues in South Africa who South Africa also has issues now with power now, right now. They're also doing load shedding and all of that. Somebody made a comment because the guys in SA started complaining about load shedding and all of that, and that's why they couldn't deliver. Somebody made a comment that we all know that Wale lives in Nigeria, and we know how bad it is in Nigeria. He has never. So how come you guys are not coming with us about load shedding and all that? It's not an excuse. Because these guys are watching you and they already have a mindset about who you are because of where you live,
exactly.
the color of your skin. So you don't want to give them another reason to start doubting what you can do, what you cannot do, can it deliver, can it deliver? Because when the big projects come up, they won't remember you
Mm.
because they cannot rely on you.
They don't have emotional, no sentiments when it
No
comes to.
sentiments now. The day they have a meeting with the CIO of Tesla, they need somebody that has good internet connectivity. They won't put you because they know that you will say there's no internet.
Mm. Mm.
So they will call the guy in South Africa to do the job. And it has
Mm.
global exposure. You don't have because we refuse to invest a little, just a little. So you have to be self-managed. That's my number one, self-managing, and your mindset has to be, and that's why Kelechi spoke about being around people who think in a different way, in the ways that you want to. For example, when we're talking about earning in dollars, have friends that want to earn in dollars because are in the same park together, doing the same things, targeting recruiters, doing all the things that you need to do, having a giving mindset. Right now, there's a lady who is a leader in the tech space in Africa working for all these big OEMs. I'm trying to work with her on a project for free. We had a call yesterday. She was in Canada now for holidays, and she broke her sleep to talk to me because I said, how can I help? Who knows where that door will lead to and all of that? So like Kelechi said, have that mind of service. You don't have a skill, you want to pay you 120K, where will you come from now? You want to earn 2K, 3K dollars a month. Who will pay you that for what? Why? So be self-managing. What's the second one? Have a mindset that is right. Then be a giver. The hand of the giver is always on top all the time. And when you give to a point, the universe rewards you. Those guys that you're supporting might not be the ones that will. In fact, what has happened to me most of the time is that the people you are supporting talk to other people about you, then those people now give you stuff. That's the way it works.
So those are my top 3. Be self-managing, have a mindset, and be a giver in terms of your ability to work with people and all of that. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow, it's been an amazing time listening to you guys. I've learned so much myself. I'm going to work on a few things here already. And I'm inspired by your library. Is this
No. This is Zoom. This is Zoom background.
Outside, I thought I had books. How come your own Zoom is not dividing you into 10 when you move your hand or something? Because once you use a virtual background, it divides you. You'll now be entering into the video and doing all sorts of things. All right. I would have said, you love books more than me. Thank you so much for your time.
Books, yeah.
Thank you very much, Kelechi, for sacrificing evening with hubby and the kids to do this.
Thank you for having me.
It's a wrap this evening. Please, everything we've learned, please take it back to work on it. The replay will be shared in the community so you can use it. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you for sacrificing your evening. We'll come back to you with our testimonies. I'm sure somebody here will go and do this thing and then come back. You know, sometimes you're doing something and you don't know that people are learning. And for me, consistency is the thing. I know this works. It's just for the person to see it themselves. So I just have to be consistent and then get them convinced eventually. So hopefully we'll have our high-paying jobs from this session as we all go to LinkedIn and do a proper branding for ourselves. Go to those links that Wale shared. Please, if you can share that with me on WhatsApp so I can put it on the community. People can go there and get remote jobs, right?
Sure. There's actually a third one where you go and get internships. They won't pay you. Yes, but they give you 3 months. But if you do the job well, jobs can come from there. I'll share all with you on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Thank you. So I can share it in the community and then people can apply. Thank you so much again. I'm so grateful. All right, so that's a wrap from our end here. We spent almost 2 hours here and we all need to go and rest for another very busy week ahead of us. So until next time. So our next webinar is going to be on mortgage. It's going to happen in September. It's going to be way bigger. It will be physical and virtual. So you guys be on the lookout for the adverts and register when we release it. Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Lovely meeting you, Mr. Wally. Bye-bye.
I'll reach out to you now on LinkedIn. We'll connect.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
Kelechi has a lovely tech platform that is doing phenomenal things. In fact, I'm learning from her right now. They're really doing very well when it comes to HR. And I also reached out to you, Wale, because our tech platform, we're almost there. And I just need you to give guidance on some things.
No worries. I'm available.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
Yeah.